Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game between HuyaEunsol versus, well, WFZ. This game taking place here on Terranistan. This is a NetEase ladder match between these two players. WFZ spawning as, well, the blue undead over here on the bottom right hand side of the map. Meanwhile, HuyaEunsol spawning as the red undead. This is an undead versus undead matchup, and well, this is perhaps one of my favorite mirror matches just because of the variety of heroes. Very rarely will you ever see a Lich first in this in any other matchup. Thank you for, I believe that was a oh no, thank you for the sub, Awake. Always great to get a lot of subs. Subs do definitely help pay the bills, keep the internet going on in my house. That's pretty much what I do with all of the YouTube revenue, which is significantly less than it was in years past. Being able to keep track of, well, bills, phone bills, and internet bills, being able to pay those off since I have to get upgraded internet. Well, in order to stream and upload all of these gigantic videos is always, well, nice to know that I'm not really losing money in this hobby of mine. Anyways, what is going to be going down in this matchup? Rainer, hello, how are you doing? We are looking at, it is going to be a Crypt Lord going up against a Crypt Lord. Alright, interestingly enough, we are going to see a Crypt Lord mirror match in this matchup. Crypt Lord's, well, one of those heroes that has become popular as of late, that macro intensive hero using and changing skeletons into these very powerful beetles that stick around for quite some time. Where is this acolyte going? I do not know yet. More ghouls are still being trained. Crypt Lord will be making its presence known here in just a moment, as both sides perhaps will be staying in their neck of the woods here on Terranistan for a little bit. What is going to end up going down? Oh wow, actually got up to 23 subscribers. Then that means a lot of people subbed to me watching my YouTube channel, and I gotta say thank you for subbing to me, watching on my YouTube channel when I wasn't actually streaming. That does definitely help, as a sheep gets taken down and will be turning into some beetles here in just a moment. Alright, Ziggurat now coming into play as well. We can see, well, a lot of inner fire being cast across all of these pretty low hit point or low, not very strong kobolds. They will get finished off pretty fast, as well as a Forest Troll High Priest will get taken down. Both sides looking to perhaps set up this fast expansion attempt using these Crypt Lords, as a Talisman of Evasion is picked up by that Crypt Lord. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, we see Claws of Attack +9, a powerful item indeed, as we also see him get to level 2. We should be getting in a gold mine, or haunting that gold mine here in just a moment. Are we going to be training up additional acolytes? That is the follow-up question here, as the Crypt Lord does still have Sacrificial Skull. That Sacrificial Skull can generate blight anywhere. We are looking at a Ziggurat here. There's that haunted gold mine there. No haunted gold mine on the other side. A little bit later coming in from HuyaEunsol. Not quite sure why, as he does start to establish up a Nerubian tower. Rather than trying to upgrade that Nerubian tower too quickly, he is just going to wait and get more gold before he gets that gold mine. HuyaEunsol does have a little bit of a larger supply lead, as we see now one carrion beetle making its way over. This is more of a defensive measure. He wants this Ziggurat in play and before he tries to actually set up that haunted gold mine. That does make a little bit of sense. The acolyte is taking a little bit of damage now, and will it actually negative damage? It's actually going to be quite difficult, as that carrion beetle does do a little bit of damage but while on blight, that acolyte has faster regeneration, and with that cold tower doing what it's supposed to do, making it making it difficult for any units to try and attack, as their attack speed is slowed down. Alright, acolyte or beetles now swarming in on the other side of the map. Level 3 beetles going up, or level 2 beetles going up against level 2 beetles here. Very powerful indeed, 15 to 18 damage, as the acolytes could end up getting taken out. And there goes one acolyte. Anytime you have a summoned unit take out an actual unit, that is actually very important, as we're looking at the burrowed carrion beetles now just hiding in the back. What are we going to see next? Are we going to see a Dust of Appearance? Yes, we are. There it goes. Dust of Appearance. All the beetles now pretty much stuck in the back, unable to make any moves, as they will get taken out. But what is this? This is a Congo line of ghouls making their way down as well, and that is going to be putting in a lot of pressure. does WFZ suspect that there is going to be a large number of ghouls coming across here, and well, he does now, as the ghouls and all of these units are getting ready to engage. All right, Cryptlord does have a potion of replenishment, double claws of attack, a little bit more damage here. Meanwhile, a single claws of attack for the other side. A very nice impale came across there, and picking up many of those units as the units are still trying to fight and engage. All right, well, home field advantage with Blight really not making a big difference for anyone here, as we're looking at the Cryptlord still trying to fight its way through, getting in a good amount of damage across both sides. We are looking at WFZ's Cryptlord, however, getting closer to level 4 faster than his opponent, as we are still looking at, well, more damage coming across here. Are we perhaps going to be getting some Impales or Acolytes, Ghouls, trying to make its way back down in the very far back here as we now get up to level 4. Level 2 Impale is ready to go for some action, as we are looking at the Cryptlord still taking down many units. This Haunted Goldmine already getting taken out again, further delaying it, but at what cost? HuyaEunsol investing a very large amount. Is that Cryptlord going to get taken out? Yes, it will. Completely surrounded by ghouls and finally gets taken out. HuyaEunsol definitely over-invested in that scenario. The Graveyard acting as a little bit of a deterrent to try and get within melee range. The gold advantage currently sitting at about 500 gold and growing, as we are getting up a necropolis as well. Level 3 Cryptlord getting resurrected back at that tavern. Not how you want to be spending your extra gold at this stage, as we are looking at a Cryptlord using a potion of replenishment. He has to be careful. He does not want to get attacked right here. He wants those hit points and that mana, as we're waiting for the Cryptlord to be able to, yes, summon up some of those beetles. All right, there's a Nerubian tower. Acolytes now perhaps going to try and reposition. Is that tower going to switch different targets? That is the question indeed, as the Acolytes are now moving away once more. All right, one tower. Is it going to be enough? More, the beetles are in position here. Damage is getting added on through. Acolytes going to try and slip on through as well. That economic advantage. Well, how long is it going to be able to hold steady as one Acolyte does get taken out? All right, this necropolis about, what, 2/3 of the way done. Beetles now going to make their way after those Acolytes once more. Ghouls are in position. There are, what, 4 beetles here trying to cause a little bit of a problem, and well, the beetles are going to find that Acolyte right there. Yes, it does get taken out, so we are down to only 3 Acolytes mining, with 1 more in the red zone. Coming back to the other side, this one gold mine has yet to mine anything either. There is about 1,000 gold difference between the two sides right now, as the Spirit Tower now about to come online. New beetles joining in on the fight, going to finish off the remaining beetles there, and that looks like it will be enough, as the necropolis should be training up 2 more Acolytes and rallying off to this location here in just a second. Tech to tier 2 nearly done. Staff of Teleportation coming across. We are looking at WFZ also teching to tier 2, a little bit behind in that overall tech race, since he does not have, well, since he was overall behind in that economy. We're looking at the Cryptlord getting to level 5 here in just a moment. Gotta get there. Yep, there he goes. Gets up to level 5. Level 5 on that Cryptlord. We should be looking at level 3 beetles. These beetles, 22 to 27 damage. Essentially grunts, except lower on hit points. Very powerful units indeed. Able to cause a lot more of a threat without that much of an investment with no investment in gold, really. We're looking at a potion of greater mana being dropped behind here, as the rogue wizard will end up getting taken out. Coming back around, 1 Spirit Tower, 1 Nerubian Tower, all trying to protect this expansion location, and in comes the Cryptlord now. We could be looking at an Impale. Ghoul should be trying to fight, as these beetles could be doing large amounts of damage pretty quickly. All right, well, beetles, 1 beetle already taken out. Acolytes are moving back and forth. In come some more units here. Crypt Fiends are going to be in a very good spot here, as 2 Acolytes are actually trapped behind this 1 Spirit Tower. Is it going to end up getting taken down? 1 Acolyte does get taken down. Another Acolyte could get taken down right here. As you can see, the Acolyte is on the move. Is it going to be enough? No, it is not. The Death Knight even backed away. Could have gotten a death claw to save the unit here, as it is a split harassment. WFZ now also in the main base and using the graveyard of his opponent against him, as it is generating corpses for these beetles. All right, Cryptlord now in position here. Is it going to get a trap in? Yes, it does. And well, we should be looking at WFZ using a Scroll of Town Portal in order to get away. away. All right, there was a quick impale right there. Staff of teleportation coming to an end. It is now going to be a scroll of town portal instead, as that, well, some more beetles will get taken out as they are whisked away once more, forcing your opponent to burn a scroll of town portal. That impale, incredibly important there to make sure his opponent was not able, make sure WFZ was forced to at least buy another scroll of town portal if he wanted another get out of jail free card. Level 4, level 1 going up against level 5, level 1, really no difference at all in the secondary heroes. Meanwhile, primary heroes have a lot of ways to go. Those level 2 carry-on beetles making a big difference indeed. Obsidian Statue is also joining in on the fight for HuyaEunsol. He's going to be able to, well, outlast his opponent in any wars of attrition as long as that Obsidian Statue is still up and operational. We're looking at Boots of Quelt the Lost also on that Crypt Lord. Meanwhile, the Death Knight picking up an important... Oh, who's pick up that Tome of Knowledge, please? It's right there. It's right there. Oh, all right. Yeah, picking up a scroll of town portal for a quick jet out of jail free card, as this Obsidian Statue also making its way back. We are looking at one major carry-on beetle here, Crypt Fiends. What is it doing? Actually moving in transit, as we see one Spirit Tower and one Black Citadel fighting back against all of these units. We are looking at a fair number of ghouls as well being left behind to try and defend, as this Acolyte runs himself into a corner to try and stay alive. Ziggurat about 2/3 of the way done still, as we're looking at the units. Well, what is HuyaEunsol doing? He is actually not minding and still doing more creeping. This is a very risky maneuver here. Lich is now out onto the battlefield as well. Lich is going to be offering some protection, I believe, back at home, but how much damage can he really do here, as the Crypt Lord is still knocking WFZ? How much damage is he really doing to the base? Meanwhile, the Death Knight and the Crypt Fiends are trying to creep away from the action as well. There are multiple battles going on everywhere on the map, as it is managing expectations at this point, as the Crypt Lord Staff of Teleportation's away, as the Lich picks up an Orb of Corruption for that little bit of extra bonus damage. There goes a Frost Nova trying to finish off more units here. Acolytes, pretty much all of them taken out. More Acolytes will need to be repaired. Thank you, I believe, for the follow. Yeah, thank you for the follow once more, as the Death Knight still sits at level 1. Crypt Lord sitting at level 5, Potion of Mana onto that Crypt Lord. We're going to see a little bit of an engagement here, and I gotta hand it to HuyaEunsol. He read the overall landscape and thought to himself, you know what, I can try and engage here. However, losing that Obsidian Statue in a moment like that, not that great. Also, a Crypt Fiend accidentally walks into a creep camp and almost gets taken out. Death Knight, getting off a Death Claw to save right there, as we now see another major impale. Are we going to see that Death Knight get taken out? Yes, we are, as that Death Knight gets taken down. We are looking at one Obsidian Statue backing away, a big creep jack, or a big just lost in transit units right there. 58 supply compared to 50. WFZ forced to use a scroll of town portal in that situation, even though WFZ has the overall supply advantage. 48 supply compared to 40. We're looking at creeping out this other corner of the creep camp as well. And now it is 5-3-2 going up against a 5-1-1. The Death Knight and the Lich of HuyaEunsol actually with a slight advantage. What are these beetles gonna be doing next? Difficult to say. Lich also trying to do a little bit of creeping away from away from everyone else, perhaps trying to get to level 2. Hi, good luck, have fun. I am having fun. I don't need luck, as well, I'm just casting and I'm not actually playing, but hopefully I won't stumble over myself. So I guess I need, good concentration and, good experience more than anything else. Devotion Aura dropped as that item here. Beetle's gonna get caught in the middle of nowhere. Death Knight now back out onto the field alongside that Lich. Will WFZ be able to play a little bit of catch up in the overall experience race? We're already looking at a level 3 Lich now out onto the field with Orb of Corruption, has an Ankh of Reincarnation, surprisingly, as the Crypt Lord now going to be coming across here. All right, Crypt Lord does have level 3 Impale versus level 3. What's going to end up happening here? Are any of units going to be left behind? Yes, it is. A single unit left behind by WFZ. I was concerned that the radius was just going to be a little bit too far, as well the remaining creep camps, the last remaining creep camp on Terranistan gets cleaned up. This working from home is good for you. You're able to catch me live. Well, thank you for catching me live. And well, if you would also watch the YouTube videos as well, that would definitely support my channel. Likes, subs, all of that. I don't know how the Google algorithms work, but I know that, well, the more views I get equates to the more views I get. I'm not quite sure how that works. My strategy of what the Frito-Lay's potato chip strategy, just produce a lot of videos and maybe someone will see them. Well, that doesn't really work in the internet age. It's not like, it's not, well, that's talk for a marketing time, maybe in between videos. So if you wanna ask me, go ahead and ask me then. All right, we're down to 7,000 gold at the natural expansion. Well, Beetle is now running across on the inside here. They're going to end up getting taken out as the Acolytes are trying to back away. These Beetles are the stronger variety. Acolytes are just constantly getting harassed back and forth as the carry-on Beetles, well, if the Acolytes run away a little bit too far, they are actually not going to be under the cover of these towers. Not quite sure what's going on here. Meanwhile, back down to the south, well, anti-magic shell being used very aggressively, trying to negate all of that damage from that Lich. Lich wants to go after the Death Knight. Death Knight, however, potion of invulnerability and also anti-magic shell, able to finish off that Lich with what seems like no problem. Big impale across multiple units, quickly stunning them as the Death Knight now sits at level 4. Units are going to try and engage here in just a moment. 55 supply compared to 69 WFZ with a much larger army going after all these units as we're, well, coming back into the air. Destroyer in the air. There's another quick impale. Death Knight needs to come back around, save that Crypt Lord. What is going on? And, well, there Crypt Lord is now taken out and could get taken out again as it does have an Ankh of Reincarnation. All right, Crypt Lord back out onto the field. Could get impaled once more. There's the impale first. Potion of mana used. There's the Death Coil coming in from HuyaEunsol, making sure that, well, the Crypt Lord at least doesn't get impaled too quickly. Death Knight does have plenty of mana still. Are we going to get another Death Coil across all of these units? Lich is back out onto the field. Are we going to get some extra mana as the Death Knight, well, comes in to save the other side here? Death Knight sitting at level 2. Are we going to get some damage onto that Death Knight? Death Knight could end up getting taken down. There you go. All of a sudden, HuyaEunsol is in a great spot, picking up a lot of extra damage because of that Lich and that negative armor from that Orb of Corruption. Units still wandering around back here. 56 supply compared to 75. WFZ once again losing control of his Death Knight, or perhaps overestimating the survivability of the Death Knight because of that anti-magic shell. Just because you are immune to magic doesn't mean you are immune to damage. And, well, we definitely saw that case right there. The problem was that well, there was a couple of late Death Coils coming in from that Death Knight, and the Lich was actually a bit too far forward. A bit too far forward. Without that anti-magic shell, even though you are immune to the Death Coil of the enemy Death Knight, you still have to be careful of the impales and also your opponent's Frost Novas, and that's what ended up happening there. All right, nearly full items. Death Knight could have one more item. Not quite sure why he doesn't pick up that Gauntlet of Ogre Strength +3. Also selling a bunch of consumables to pick up a Scroll of Healing. Still has a Mana Stone. Very useful item there. Also a Mana Stone on that Crypt Lord. So if the mana problems, if there were problems with undead, even though they had obsidian statues, those mana stones, well, making them not a problem any longer. All right, endless Beetles coming on in, ready to put in some pressure. You can see that Beetle already making its way through and gonna get into position here. Destroyer says, you know what, thank you, you are absolutely delicious. Let me go ahead and eat you up. And that is what we see right there, as we're gonna be looking at a number of Beetles just getting absolutely devoured. Devour magic right there. Are we gonna get, well, I believe he was trying to devour magic on that burrowed carry-on Beetle. Did not see it in time. Finally does that there, finishing off the unit. Coming back around, Necropolis and Haunted Goldmine coming back in. WFZ trying to set up his third base, as the main bases only have about a minute and a half of mining left. A minute and a half of mining between those two bases. A slight advantage over here. About 1,000 gold. Another minute and a half. About what? 5 minutes of mining compared to, or is that no, is that 2? All right, now 3 minutes of mining compared to about a minute and a half down across here. I know I said minute and a half twice. You just have to, well, believe my estimations. Banshees with mastery training already on the side of WFZ. Meanwhile, we're looking at HuyaEunsol's Banshees, who are currently still only at adept training. Are we going to be going into that mastery training? That is the question. Here it is. More Banshees getting trained up. And, well, all we need is just a good amount of anti-magic shell to try and protect some of these units. Cryptlord is sitting at level 5, does have a large amount of mana, and the mana on these heroes could make a big difference. But more importantly, though, the Death Knight of HuyaEunsol having being at level 4, giving better unholy aura and also, well, stronger death coils could be the deciding factor here. We are at 78 supply compared to 79. Armies are about the same. So much green everywhere with that anti-magic shell, that glowing effect as the Death Knight now looks to dive on in, going straight after some of those obsidian statues. Oh, there goes an Impale, picking up and dropping off a couple of units as well. Anti-magic shell, both sides are engaging. There are some low hit point obsidian statues in the back as well. The Banshees are not going to be dealing that much damage. All right, there goes another Impale across both sides. It looks like the stun is still in effect, even though, well, are we going to see a burrow? Yes, we are, but not in time, as the Death Knight and the Crypt Lords are still battling it out here. All right, level 6 up to WFZ. WFZ, is it going to try and does not use the ability, instead going for level 3 Impale, which I got to admit HuyaEunsol already has. Level 3 already Impale already there, 63 supply compared to 65. Death Knight, wow, getting into the red zone right before, well, trying to escape on out, down to 91 hit points. He is now back at home. A nasty Frost Nova could deal so much damage. Where is that Lich? Lich, is he going to try and finish it off? What is going on here? Why is that Death Knight and all of those units just sticking around right there as he is staying on Blight? All right, Crypt Lord coming across here. Are we going to see an Impale? Yes, we are, coming in from HuyaEunsol, finishing or trying to pick up the Crypt Lord of WFZ. Both sides still fighting their way through. There goes an Impale onto that Death Knight here. Death Knight needs a little bit more time before using a potion of healing, and does not get it. Oh, Death Knight gets finished off right there. Crypt Lord now down to 347 hit points, as we're looking at a level 5, level 3 Lich going up against, well, an escaping WFZ. And normally, well, normally, if you are escaping this much and being forced to use that many Scroll of Town portals, you are losing. WFZ almost playing like an orc with hit and run tactics and somehow coming out ahead. He is still behind in terms, well, I guess we are pretty even in terms of hero level. Level 5, level 4, almost level 4 compared to 633. But losing that to Death Knight for HuyaEunsol, a very, very big deal right there as it now gets resurrected. How are the kiddos doing? They are doing well. Are those beetles as strong as grunts? In terms of damage, they are not in terms of hit points. And the fact that they are, well, extra vulnerable to destroyers, since they can be devoured or devour magic from those destroyers, makes them a little bit weak there. Anyways, we're looking at the bottom left hand side of the map. WFZ with this third base operational. He is currently mining on 2 bases. Meanwhile, HuyaEunsol still mining on 1. And at this point, WFZ knows that he doesn't need to engage. Couple of burrowed beetles here, making sure that this expansion is not operational. And at this point, well, WFZ may say to himself, I can build up to my army, make sure it is at the right amount of supply. It is now currently sitting in the almost the maximum of low upkeep. I am going to, well, heal up more units as well, and then push out when I am ready to. We are, these burrowed Crypt Fiends nearly fully upgraded, currently sitting at 3-2. WFZ being forced to use so many Scrolls of Town Portal, and I thought things looked not so great for WFZ, and for a little bit of time after that, Death Knight had fallen. But now everything seems to be in a much better spot, as the Death Knight is about to make its presence known once more. HuyaEunsol going to be bringing on a battle with this Death Knight. This is going to be a last-minute effort to try and, well, take this game here. He knows that his opponent, if he has the expansion, has to be taken out. Otherwise, it is not going to be in a good spot. And here we are. There goes a web. There goes some Impales already, as both sides, yeah, well, exchange impales in the shape of a V. All right, more damage coming across. Crypt Fiend going to get taken out. Level 4 now on the Lich. There goes another impale across multiple units, and it looks like the majority of HuyaEunsol's army is no longer under the effect of that very important anti-magic shell. Both sides still fighting their way through. A major impale picking up and dropping off all those units. They are still out of the battle for a little while longer. Another impale goes down, and what, WFZ losing his Death Knight? Is that going to be a major loss right there? Are we going to see the Lich get taken out? No. Potion of Lesser Invulnerability, 65 supply compared to 57. WFZ having a ton amount of gold, but does not have the army behind it. 62 supply compared to 60. He is now retraining, but also losing a lot of units here. All right, there's the Dust of Appearance finishing off more units, and this expansion could end up getting taken out already as the Nerubian Tower is about to fall. 52 supply compared to 60. HuyaEunsol looks like he is so far winning this fight here. Going to be able to take down the Nerubian Tower and take down the remains, or take down everything left of this base here. This base costs quite a bit of gold to set up, and losing the Necropolis, the Haunted Gold Mine, Tomb of Relics, and all the Acolytes could mean that this base will never really be able to pay for itself. All right, Lich making its way across over here. Are we going to see some Frost Novas? A little bit of damage. Death Knight was resurrected. In comes the Beetles. And, well, there is no Scroll of Town Portal. It looks like it's going to turn into a little bit of a base trade instead, and as the damage is now adding up. All right, no Scroll of Town Portal for HuyaEunsol, as he's going straight for the other side as well. Going to go after the Nerubian Towers and perhaps the Spirit Towers. But as anyone knows, using undead armies to try and take down bases is, well, a rather slow process. Level 3 carry-on beetles coming in from HuyaEunsol as well, as who is going to come out on top. Destroyers are still up in the air trying to finish off all of the remaining units, and this may be a situation of a base race. All right, coming back onto the other side here, Acolytes all taken down to about 2,000 gold. Meanwhile, this is down to 1,200 gold, as, well, unit after unit is still falling, and this base will end up getting taken out. All right, Ghouls looking to finish off this Necropolis off on the other side here. What is going on? No one is saving their bases in this base race. All right, remaining carry-on beetles going to finish things off. That Haunted Gold Mine, a little bit of damage left, as we are now transitioning off into perhaps the main base location. Crypt Fiend's going to try and be added. 61 supply over 60. Where are they going to be teleporting to? Units going to back off, and there they are off to the north, landing. 61 supply compared to 61. Both sides having very, very similar sized armies. It may come down to hero level, and would you look at this, HuyaEunsol with a level 5 Death Knight that also has a potion of healing. With that level 5 Death Knight, that may be enough of an advantage here. But what we are also looking at, WFZ with multiple Obsidian statues. He has enough healing in the tank, as we see a quick impale come back across. All right, damage onto the Lich. Lich using a potion of lesser invulnerability in time will be able to stick around for at least another 6 seconds to get to Death Coil to stay around even longer. Low hit point, well, Death or Crypt Fiend getting backed up here. Another impale across both sides, picked up and dropped back down. Who is winning in this battle? 62 supply compared to 55, and it looks like HuyaEunsol is actually losing a little bit of this fight right now. 60 over 40. A lot of buildings have been lost. More impales coming back up. Death Knight could be in trouble. Death Knight using that potion of healing, able to stick around a little while longer. He is trying to escape, and it looks like he is not going to make it. Down to 35, 18 hit points. He comes back into the fight. What is he doing? Trying to back away, as that Death Knight will get taken down. Crypt Lord, however, fallen at level 6, traded for a level 5 Death Knight. No, not a trade. Straight up losing a level 6 Crypt Lord and a level 5 Death Knight. Things are looking from bad to worse for HuyaEunsol. Units are all trying to back away. Death Knight gets the Death Coil off on that Lich in time, as this Lich is at level 5 and will get blasted to death. Oh, a beautiful game by WFZ, not giving up, having the overall lower score. And you got to remember, the score difference between these two armies was significantly lower before that last battle. That last battle had, well, WFZ killing all 3 of his opponent's heroes, including a level 6 Crypt Lord, and that is, well, the majority of the hero score difference at the end, being able to catch up. So, well, WFZ winning the final battle in that game, which is often, well, which is the one that matters the most. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.